Hello, this is C. Marshall, and these are my thoughts on Besiege. This game is currently in an early alpha, version 0.01. It's being developed by 2 people, apparently, and is selling for $6.99. It's not available on Steam yet, but it has been greenlit. A few years ago, I saw a video of a game called Castle Story, and it immediately drew my attention. And I don't think it was the commanding people around to build yourself a fortress and so on. It was one part of the video where an explosive went off and the entire castle just kind of disintegrated and rolled to pieces down a hill. And I wanted a game that more focused on that idea, these creations, these physics-based castles that you could just rip apart or build and then rip apart. This game has the former, a bunch of options to just break things, kill things in stylish ways. And it is beautiful. It has this tilt-shifted effect done, I think mainly with depth of field, and it gets pretty tiresome after a while, especially when you want to view the destruction in slow motion, and the game has decided the camera should be focused elsewhere. The performance options are pretty limited, but get the job done. A little drop-down menu is mainly all of the settings. It even has its own frames per second counter there at the top, which is pretty neat. You can activate cheats from here as well that turn off progression but give you invincibility or the ability to set things on fire with everything you click on. And the aesthetic is clean, simple, and wonderfully intuitive. Objectives are displayed over the game environment in an unobtrusive way. The little characters have tons of personality, the sheeps bop around, and the people will run or try to fight you. Everything is destructible in the environments besides practical things like rocks and hills. Trees crumble as expected, bombs will rip buildings apart, splaying rocks and debris in this gorgeous half circle. The game is like an old create and destroy that you found on Newgrounds as a kid, but it's done with such finesse that you really have to commend the developers. The main part of the game, where you build your tools of destruction, is handled brilliantly. It's almost like a professional editing suite. At the top of the menu, you have tools like dropping your creation to the ground, deleting specific pieces, or assigning new key presses to certain wheels or weapons. The bottom is where you find construction elements, which is self-explanatory, but there really are quite a few. And this is where you'll spend most of your time. Initially, I thought creatively. I'd say I'll strap a catapult to a rolling vehicle, or I'll make a machine that can fly and cover it in flamethrowers. And of course, every time the thing would crumble into flames. So I'd throw my creation away, build a wall of cannons, and blow my enemies off the map, which is sadly what most of the missions ended with, until I built a bomb delivery system, a flying behemoth that could drop 4 bombs at the press of a button. The bombs usually detonated while still in air and blew my ship to shit, or I would give up and drive it into the ground. But this is also visually stimulating that some of the game's tired ideas are elevated beyond their expected worth. All of your objectives are simple. You either destroy, travel, or deliver. The delivery missions sometimes require more creativity, one of which asks you to roll balls of ore into a designated area. Another makes you get them to an elevated platform, which sounds kind of easy, but is unusually difficult when you have to find a way to actually lift these things. The missions are at their most entertaining when NPC enemies are involved. They either charge without reason, or fire arrows from a distance, and watching them fall to bloody pieces is consistently hilarious, especially when they do so when their odds are so stacked against them. The game is polished and can give a pretty good amount of entertainment, even at such an early point in development. The foundation of the game has been firmly laid down. All the essentials are here and working beautifully, so there aren't many ways the game could get worse. It could only grow laterally, or hopefully upwards. Read more about it if you're skeptical, weigh your options, but the game's less than $10, so if it seems like it's your cup of tea, hop on in. All of the relevant links can be found below. Thank you so much for watching.